you feel that you have to do that, then God bless you. And I want to encourage you, you know, because I love you as a person. But it's just so many people have found that discovering on. See, I tried to do the same thing, and I only did it for about 5 years, 6 years, 7 years of my life. And finally, they just dismissed everything. Well, in my case, they gave me my kids because they saw I was such a son of a gun. I was going to fight them tooth and nail at every turn, and they wouldn't get rid of me. And they tried putting me in jail. Have they put you in jail yet?
That's not going to happen.
Well, okay, so they accused me of contempt and put me in jail for 30 days, and I filed all kind of lawsuits from jail, and that irritated them even more. So, anyway, I'm not trying to attack you or discourage you or make you quit or anything. I'm just saying, it's just, I want you to do something else. If I could influence you in any way, I want you to do something else in addition to what you're doing, because there's no reason for a pretty girl like you not to have a life, to have a car, and to make money, and to succeed big time. I've got something I'm offering you can do part time, and then you can have plenty. See, it's hard to win against anybody when you don't have any money.
But when you have a whole team behind you, and when you have people that are putting these practices into play, you gain access to a greater Godhead that have more knowledge than you. So
you got plenty of people helping.
Right.
So what did you call me for today?
I called you because I thought it was the great mystery how how Cumberland is not showing up as a federal owned entity or a federal owned street. And then for you to call me to tell me about Waverly, that even strengthens my belief because I know exactly where you're talking about. You're right there by the bridge where the old Christmas store used to be. And so I know exactly where you are off of Cumberland Road. And for you to
I understand it, and I did some research just because it was fun.
Okay.
I'm friends with the postmaster of Cumberland, North Carolina.
Right.
It's right there. You turn and cut through, and then you end up on Hope Mills Road.
That's where my post office is.
Post office.
Right.
It has 300, 400, 500. It's got about 350, 59, I think is the exact number. Post office boxes in the little post office. It has a federal employee, it has a postmaster, and it has a federal employee, the postmaster's assistant, that runs the front of the post office. And then it has the parking lot. And that parking lot is the only property, the only physical land left of the town of Cumberland, North Carolina. Cumberland, North Carolina used to be a fully incorporated town, just like Hope Mills is a fully incorporated town with a little post office and I suppose it had a police department and all of that. It was a real town. But all that happened, it's not any big thing that I felt like was something. I mean, it's interesting because I like history.
Right.
But the town of Cumberland was absorbed on one side by Hope Mills and on the other side by Fayetteville until all of the people and all of the land that was part of the town of Cumberland was annexed by either of those towns. And the only thing left was that little post office. And you're so close to it that who knows, that development where you live could have some strange type situation going on with the way that land is listed.
Yes, and that's what I'm on to. And that's what I'm on to, Rhett. And it is the street across the street from my house. As sinister as this may sound, or you can call it divine intervention. I had an abortion when I was 20 years old. The name of the father is on the street across the street from my gate. Right at the corner of that street is the cemetery that I found. That when I looked at deeds of record, although it has an address, deeds of record shows that it's in the street. So for you to just confirm why I challenged jurisdiction last week in court, who owns this property exactly? Is it Hope Mills? Is it the town? Is it Cumberland County? Because even in their general statutes, they're saying that it's South Carolina. So where in the hell are we?
They're saying it's South Carolina.
Yes, in the general statutes, it's referenced South Carolina. So like you said, things have been absorbed or annexed, and even where we may think that we are, have been changed, boundary-wise. So the question is, why are we paying taxes in one county, we're being serviced by another county, and your record says that we actually in South Carolina? What What jurisdiction is this?
And if you put that before a judge, then he'll have an aneurysm.
Well, they in court on Wednesday, they basically put my case in under advisement because I brought that. I put in a motion of determination about money. There is no real money, and so it's under advisement. So I'm ready for a letter to come in the mail. Hey, we just need one win, Rhett. That's all we need is one win.
These people in the court system must just really love you.
You say they gonna love me?
I said I bet. Hang on. I said I bet they really love you. I came to the same conclusions that you're coming to back in 1989 when my ex-wife stole my children. And I sued the judge. And just since you're all into this, pull up my name, Edward Rhett Berry. Just Google it.
I already pulled it because I'm using it as evidence for my next case. After this one close out, I'm using it as evidence for my next case.
So check this out, bud. If you look at, I'm going to help you out. If you look at that case, I had a licensed federal lawyer who has been before the Supreme Court about child sexual abuse, I don't know, over 10 times, and won. And see Sarah, who I was with Sarah this weekend, Barry and my father-in-law. So Sarah and I are still friends, even though she called me a child molester in 1989. No, 1989 is when it all happened. And Tiffany, my daughter, who I allegedly touched with my hand, we're best friends, and she's got two of my grandchildren. The whole family is tight now. In other words, Jesus healed us all. The devil and the court system tried to destroy us. DSS and all of their minions tried to side with Sarah because she was so adamant that I must be an evil guy. But I wasn't. I was completely falsely accused. Sarah and her mother made up a bunch of lies and taught them to my little 3-year-old daughter. And so in that process, now the court system, all they can do is, we gotta destroy this guy. He's a criminal. I'm not a criminal at all. I've got an ex-wife that's lost her mind and got pregnant with her new boyfriend in my bed. And
then tried to get crafty.
Yeah. And then tried to get rid of me and steal my children forever, just like they've stolen your child. And so the court system just said, okay, well, we'll just eliminate that jackass from your life. No problem. And I said, well, the hell you will. I'm making gobs of money here as a hearing aid dealer, and you're not going to steal my children. And so I sued the judge, and the judge was fucking all the women. Excuse me for explaining it clearly. That little head was screwing all the women going through his court system, every one of them. If you gave him a little something, then your child support was doubled. It became common knowledge. And so we accused him of that. It hit the front page of the Rock Hill paper, and that guy almost went to jail. And so we sued him for corruption in federal court, and they didn't like me at all, because here I am suing the judge, I'm suing DSS. I sued all of the counselors that was siding with DSS that they hired, and we lost. They dismissed everything. We lost the case, but because I fought, and they knew that if they didn't, placate me, they were. I wasn't going to quit. They'd have to kill me first. So they reduced my at first my child support was set at $3,600 a month. Can you imagine?
Okay.
$3,600 a month. I said, look, assholes, I'm living in my car. Sarah has destroyed my business, calling me that nasty name. It hit the newspaper. Nobody does business with me because they think I'm a bad guy. I had a very successful hearing aid practice. I had 6 homes foreclosed. I've lost everything I've got. I'm sleeping in my car. So I'm filing all these lawsuits in all these clever ways. And I discovered all the stuff that you discovered, and I threw it all back in their face. And finally, they just said, okay, Barry, we're going to reduce your child support to whatever you want to pay. If you want to pay zero, pay zero. I said, well, I'll pay $100 a month. And I never even paid that. And they, I was just done with them all. And so Sarah ended up with the business, and she is still running the business today. She stole the business, and I just let her have it. And so I'm here. I'm in the insurance business. I'm doing fine with that. So you know who wins and all that? The lawyers, the judge. They're not going to let some little pro se litigant come in and mess up their little gravy train. They're all making too much damn money. So, I admire your tenacity, babe. But the thing that I'm trying to encourage you about is you're a great gal.